I can hear your heartbeat, you're scared, yeah, yeah, I can hear your heartbeat, you're scared, you're scared. I can hear your heartbeat, you're scared, yeah, yeah, I can hear your heartbeat, you're scared. Psycho, psycho, sicko, crazy, crazy. I see I got my night boy, I kill you, you make me. They wanna see me shout up,
Assalamu alaikum.
Привет.
Namaste. Have you ever felt sad when you receive your energy bills? And do you feel that you can improve your energy consumption when you track it daily?
If you answer both yes, then please listen carefully because we are going to introduce you a new promising startup, Greenly. This startup helps people to decrease their energy consumption in their homes and also contributes to sustainable living.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of Greenly, Mr. Talmai.
Welcome, Tamoyo, and we're glad to interview you today. So our first question, how have you decided to become an entrepreneur?
I had never decided that I want to become an entrepreneur. It just happened by accident, I would say. We did a master's thesis when I was studying at KDH, how we can utilize ICT to promote sustainable urban lifestyles. And we saw that there was a ton of potential in the field of visualization of energy. And so what we did was we handed in a business plan to a competition called Venture Cup, and we got to the finals in that competition, and we just from there took it to the next step and worked with KDH Innovation. So it's by accident and from the thesis.
Like, when did you form this idea of Greenly?
Okay, to the EIT, how EIT with Kicking Energy and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so basically we are one of the companies from Kicking Energy under EIT. And Kicking Energy did an assessment on us after graduation for 5 months to see if the company was, or the entrepreneurs in the company had a sustainable idea and a sustainable future. And they invested in our companies, and we are now one of their incubated companies here.
Yeah. So like all your co-founders are with you from starting, or like you found them, or?
Yeah. One of the guys was I was studying with him, and the other person was we have had contact since the second year at KDH. So we've known each other 3 years prior to starting the company. Yeah, so we know that we work together. He's in a somewhat different field, but we knew that we had the opportunity to do something big together. That's why we tried.
Did you give up something for this venture? I mean, did you?
Of course. I was graduating. I did my thesis on a good consultancy firm, which is in our sector, civil engineering, high regarded. And instead, I chose not to proceed there and try my own solution.
That's great.
What kind of people do you think that you are? Risk taker, risk averse, risk seeker?
What kind of person that is?
Yeah.
That kind of profile. I don't know. Maybe it's so hard to tell because everybody's so different, right? But I think people that are curious in general. I think people that are curious tend to do things differently or want to know what it's like, and they take the risk. And I'm a person that is very curious, so I want to know what's the next step always, and what's going on, and what can you do different than before. For my employees, what's the
What was the most valuable qualities?
I mean, like openness is very important to us, but also the possibility to communicate with people is key to us. So that's two of the main things that we're looking at.
Did you face any obstacles in the beginning when you were releasing your venture?
Yeah, of course. As a startup, you go into several different types of challenges and obstacles. Like one is how do you generate money from your business? That's the first thing, right? And so there's many things like a young team coming out of university. How do you manage different types of things, and how do you what is a business model? How can you find a sustainable business model? Recruitment, super hard. We have done a lot of mistakes in that regard. It's been hard. So you learn by doing different things wrong.
Have you been in such a situation that have you ever said, "Oh, it's not gonna work"?
When you were almost ready to give up, but then you continued. Were there some such situations?
No, I don't think I would not necessarily say that was a situation where I said like, "Oh, it's over." Like I mean, you start from the notion that it's like 1 out of 10 that actually can find a sustainable business and run it for several years. So you know that the business is very hard. So not like we're ready to give up, it's not going to work. We haven't been in that phase. But it's a challenge to how to raise funds, how do you make a sustainable business. So it's constantly different types of challenges, especially in the first year. It's not so much now.
Do you manage to convince your customers, or actually to convince your investors? Your
And customers.
And customers. And customers, you get a lot of training from EIT, Kick In Energy, how you can present and those kind of things. But you do by meeting people. You can train all you want, but you have to meet your customers and see what they say. What we did was to start talking to our customers since day one. So we traveled across Sweden to see what our customers say about a solution. So they was like, okay, but we think we should do it like this. So we came back to them, okay, now we changed the application a bit. What do you guys think about this? So you basically talk to people and understand how people work in your business, in your customers, how what they are thinking. Now, when talking about raising funds, it's a completely different, because there's a lot of things that you have to learn, like where do you get the public funding from? What kind of loans are they available for us as an innovation company? The next step, what is the pre-seed round? What is the seed round? What is Series A round? So you have to learn all these steps and start talking to investors as soon as possible.
Can you please tell us a bit more about your revenue model, if it's not a secret?
Yeah, no problem at all. I mean, we call it value-added pricing. So the type of value that we can bring to the customers is the way that we take our money, basically. But as a normal case, it's startup cost for our service, then it's a license cost and a per-user cost, how many people are using it. So we believe that the more people are our customers that are using the application, the more value we bring to the customers. And that's the way we have developed our business model, the current business model.
That's amazing. Can you please tell a bit more how you're keeping forefront in respect to your competitors?
I mean, you constantly, like our application, our solution is constantly developing. So it's you never have a product and then you say, okay, you're satisfied. You have to always understand that new technology is coming, like people get tired of the same old things. So you try to develop your solution over time.
Expecting to expand in the USA.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been back and forth to the States quite some time. The first time was actually, it was KDH Innovation that invited 4 companies over there for something called Startup Inspire. So it was a 10-day program. At the end of the program, you present in front of 4 venture capital firms. And Greenlee got the highest score during that presentation. And immediately afterwards, we got in contact with Department of Psychology at Stanford University. So we started to initiating contact, engaging with them, and after a while we had set up a partnership with Stanford. So after 2 months we were back in the States, we were talking to customers as we did in Sweden, and everything starts to fall in place, and now we will launch in June 2016 in California.
This is amazing, but could you tell if like business strategy in the European Union and USA differs?
Yeah, it's different because what you say is our customers is the utilities, power utilities, and in California specifically they have incentives from the state, from the CPUC, which is California Public Utility Commission, that regulates the investor-owned utilities, that says that if you decrease your consumption for your customers, we will get you paid. You will get your money back for that. So they don't have an incentive to sell more energy. And this phenomena called decoupled. So the utilities are decoupled, and they don't necessarily earn a lot of money when selling a lot of energy. So it's separate from the volume of their production and sales.
Can you give maybe some precious advice to new entrepreneurs?
Sometimes it's just failing fast. You need to understand where you have to talk to your customers, you have to get a product out as fast as you can to get real feedback from your customers. And if you fail fast, you can correct your mistakes or adjust your solution in order to make a sustainable solution for the future. to just start doing.
Yeah, but how do you believe that, okay, this is the idea we should work upon?
Yeah, you can sit in the lab all you want and start discussing like this is good, this is. It comes to a point where you have to talk to them. If it's a solution to regular people, you have to go ask them, is this something that you want? Because not often time it's like what we three think in the lab or the office that actually is how the users perceive it. So you have to get out there and test it. As soon as you have something, go out and test it. Even if it's just a concept, just talk about it.
And could you give us some hints of how to bring a good pitch?
Bright one.
There's several different types of models. One is called NABC. I think it's need, approach, benefit, competition. Just make it very short, not very long, but very powerful. And you can do it in several different types of ways. But the thing that you're communicating has to be very, very impactful. I don't know if that's it, right.
Whenever we are working for the ideas and entrepreneurship. So we were asked to like focus on certain problems or like bring down our focus to certain areas. Yeah. How to cut, because when we think, actually we kind of think crazy ideas.
Yeah. I think it's good. Oftentimes a lot of people want to do everything.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. When I started out, we had so many ideas on the bank sector, food, everything, and we were we want to do everything. So our business coach said, okay, cut this, try one thing, and be very, very specific. Try to narrow it down to a real type of solution. Like a really, really narrow type of thing, and then you go out and test it. So you have to try something. You have to have patience also to, okay, this is what we have agreed upon. Let's go out and test it. So no new ideas. Let's add them on later.
Do you focus and keep on improving the same?
Yeah.
Bring it,
make it
better.
Yeah, exactly. I get ideas. I do. But there's so many things that are happening in our company right now that it's hard to maintain another focus, or even to. Or maybe I should try this because this is going pretty good, and we're thinking there's so many things we can add to our current system and solution and the concept. So you can do so many things. The ideas pop around greenly. So I just keep those other ideas to a minimum.
Some more plans for your future, how you want to expand?
Yeah. So the first step will be to expand. We have some customers now in Sweden, so we're going to launch to 250,000 households the next year. And we're going to launch, to even be launching in the US the next step, and then we're taking on the next type of countries like in Europe, where smart meters are being rolled out in a rapid pace.
And how do you feel it's good for entrepreneurs to work here, or the European or the US market?
How it is for entrepreneurs to work here in Sweden?
Yeah.
I think it's a great ecosystem. I think Stockholm is a perfect place for an entrepreneur to be because you have so many support. You have so different types of support here. You have the infrastructure to actually succeed with a company. So I think it's only Stockholm is second to Silicon Valley in unicorns per capita or something like that. So it's a great place to be.
Do you have an icon who is inspiring you?
Oh, I watch a lot of basketball, so I guess.
Michael Jordan?
No. I'd say a coach called Glenn Doc Rivers from Los Angeles Clippers is one of my role models, I would say.
Why do you feel it?
He's very motivational. He always speaks his mind. I like the way, from outside looking in, I like the way he teaches people and expresses his feelings. I think he's a very good communicator, and I like communication. I think it's key of anything that you do. So that's why.
You have a very different role model. Generally, when you say role model, what on the public face, but the coaches are on the behind the face.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
do you have anything that you can advise us for our future?
Yeah.
Just try new types of things. Don't necessarily go into the path that you've been seeing over and over again. There's different types of things that you guys can do. And today, with technology in Stockholm and different types of places in the world, there's just amazing things that you can accomplish just if you put your mind to it and if you really want to do it.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So what's the game plan, you ask? Simple. You get your own energy tree that traces energy usage. The tree wilts as energy consumption spikes. Conversely, the less you consume, the more it will bloom. With regular feedback and bona fide tips from Greenly, you replenish your energy status, keeping your tree in the pink of health. You can compare your results with similar households and post your progress on Facebook.
Crazy. I see I got my night